begin tonight with two courthouses and two rulings on President Trump's immigration crackdown. In one, an immigration judge allowed the deporting of Columbia graduate student Mahmoud Khalil to move forward. In the other, a judge says administration lawyers must report the steps being taken to reverse the deportation of Kilmar Abrego Garcia. CBS's Lilia Luciano joins me now. Lily, let's start with the Mahmoud Khalil case. What's the update with him?
Well, this was a surprising ruling for anybody who was not following this from the beginning. I remember interviewing the attorneys for Mahmoud Khalil, and they told me there was no explanation for why he was taken to a court in Louisiana other than to find a friendly court. That said, you have to keep in mind the provision under which they're seeking his deportation. It's really up to the Secretary of State himself to decide that his presence in the country represents something that goes against foreign interests or foreign policies of the United States. And so it's not that bar where they needed to present crimes, and this is from consulting some attorneys, but it is what the judge seems to have decided is that the Secretary of State, that she doesn't have the authority over the Secretary of State's decision to call him a maximum security, a foreign security threat in the United States.
Now complicated. Thank you for doing that. That's Khalil. Now, Abrego Garcia. The Supreme Court ruled on that, and then now also there was a district court judge hearing. What happened there? Once again, we saw the attorneys for the government not really answering the questions that the judge wants to know. The big questions today were, where is he? What is his status and under which jurisdiction? And once again, after that Supreme Court ruling that sent this case back to the court, the judge seemed somewhat frustrated that the attorneys for the government are not saying that they know where he is, are not responding to these questions, seem to be skirting these questions. But as you and I know, President Bukele is meeting with President Trump on Monday. Secretary of Homeland Security Kristi Noem was inside the prison where we all believe that he is. We were inside that prison. It does not seem impossible for the government to actually retrieve Abrego Garcia and bring him as this court is ruling. Right, not a mystery to them. Lilia Luciano, thank you. For more on these cases, I'm joined now by CBS News legal contributor and Loyola Law School professor Jessica Levinson. Jessica, can we start? Let's start with the case of Mahmoud Khalil. Give us your understanding of what that judge ruled and how much we should interpret, exactly on what grounds the judge ruled and how far we can take it.
Well, as you and Lilia were just talking about, I heard the judge essentially say, I don't have jurisdiction to second guess the Secretary of State. So we're talking about a federal statute, an immigration law, and this law gives the Secretary of State, as you two just discussed, broad authority to say there is a potentially serious adverse foreign policy consequence. I am almost quoting word for word here. If that sounds broad, it's because it is. And what we have is an immigration judge saying, I don't see in the law that I can say, no, I disagree with you. So that's the authority, and that's where we are currently, is judges essentially doing what they often do, which is give deference to the executive when it comes to foreign policy decisions.
So it's not so much a thumbs up, you've met the requirements of the statute, it's I can't rule on this, it's out of my jurisdiction, essentially.
Yeah, John, you and I talk so much about judges and their role, and are they going outside of their lane when it comes to certain issues? And I think this is a judge saying, I'm looking at the statute. It says that the Secretary of State gets to make this determination, and the Secretary of State made a determination. That's how I'm reading that decision.
Now to the Abrego Garcia case. What exactly did the Supreme Court say?
The Supreme Court said that the district court essentially was correct, that they need to facilitate his return to the United States. The Supreme Court did say that you said facilitate and effectuate trial court. Go back and clarify what you meant by effectuate. The district court, then the case goes back to the district court. The district court said, government, give me an update. Where are we on this? The government responded, basically, we need more time, which is very close to we're not complying.
And so where do you think that goes quickly? We only have about 10 seconds.
It depends. This is a important moment. Does the government come back with the information that the trial court said it needs, or does the government continue to try and slow walk this?